Hello and welcome to IF Beginners PSN number 4. We are here, finally, with some goddamn BB tag with the beginner scene. It has been way too long since we've been able to do this, mostly due to a few other factors that we had to deal with. But we're back and here to do so now, and I could not be happier to do so. We have a nice full bracket of 8 people today, which is always nice to see. The more beginners, the better. And honestly, new people that I haven't seen anything of, which I am ecstatic to watch play the game today. We haven't had new players in, I think, a couple months now. So seeing some new names, always going to be exciting. But even more exciting than that is the commentators I have with me today. Joining me on with the WNF crew, we got Lily and Master Cheap as our commentators that I'm paying them a solid $20 for. How y'all doing today?
Doing all right, always good to see new players step up and put themselves in the forefront. I know it's a little bit uh intimidating, I guess, entering a bracket, especially like whenever you're new to the game, but I feel like it's good to just have these kind of events, get their feet wet, get used to the tournament environment, and I'm excited to see how things shape up for them today. How about you, Lon? How you feeling about this?
Yeah, it's been a little while since I've been able to commentate for anything, but regardless if it's like the top player bracket or pro like beginner bracket, it's always exciting to see some sick BB tag action. Like I said, got a nice solid 8-person bracket, and right up here it looks like we got RedlykeRozes and Kizzsu, which is going to be a very interesting match. They're currently locked on teams that I wouldn't associate either player with. But there is that Blake from RedlykeRozes that has remained a relative constant. But pairing up with a 9, that's definitely a heel turn, I would say.
No, I'm definitely inclined to agree there, but we'll have to see. It's out of the norm from what we've, as you said, have you seen from RedlykeRozes in the past? But I'm interested to see how that works out for them. Really, see how they developed it.
Yeah, definitely. Nine's a very strong character here, but Kizzsu actually locking in with this Shirogane Narukami team comp, which is not, like I said, not what I would associate with them. Already showing off some pretty damn good efficiency here. Going to be weaving around with these traps, getting in with a little bit of announcement, but unfortunately that push block going to be allowing RedlykeRozes to get a solid hit.
Yeah, get corner positioning and sandwich situation as well. Good defense, but gets caught, bursts out of the situation though, so still gets out of it. Great with
Yeah.
punish from Red.
Yeah, ooh, a little bit of a drop there, but a nice bait on the anti-air there. Yeah, that Narukami 2B is a pretty committal anti-air option, but able to get the corner to corner, but immediately gets put into that sandwich scenario, but some great defense.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm really noticing from Kizzsu is just their defense, like in a lot of these sandwich situations, is very on point. Very, very good at just like being patient, not getting caught, pressing anything or panicking. Very, very stable in that regard,
Yeah, but
unfortunately.
yeah, just to whip the DP a little too anxious there. Could have been a pretty pivotal kill on that 9, considering the life totals there. But this is not the worst position to be in. Solo Shirogane can definitely make some crazy stuff happen, but I don't think she necessarily has a lot of like staying power in this matchup with the life total going down and a lot of pressure being put on them.
Yeah, Shurigane is a good anchor purely for the virtue of having the access to the instant kill situation that we're seeing right now with the mark being placed on Blake. So any conversion with meter, well, any hit at this point, honestly, could do it for her.
Yeah, for better or for worse, that Blake is definitely in that one touch scenario anyway, so not going to be resulting in a or the mark not mattering too much, I should say. But this is
Mhm.
like getting really damn close here. One good solid hit on either character, and the assist. Maybe it was expecting a cross up there, but a pretty intense game one, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, very back and forth between them, and even whenever it looked like things were very, like, I guess looking like very, very heavily in their in one side's favor. It the other side wasn't giving up. Like, it was definitely not going. They were not going down without a fight for either player. So, could go either way for this set. I'm excited to see just how it turns out.
Yeah, and I've commented it multiple times, but I know Kizzsu mostly for the Orie, but in terms of the Narukami play, it's been pretty damn smooth despite losing him early. Well, not really that early on in the set. Already going in for the unblockable, and yeah, that's something I'm noticing from RedlykeRozes. They've gotten hit by the overhead from the double fangs quite often here. Maybe not used to the matchup and needing to block high in that scenario.
Yeah, but it's looking pretty rough for Red just overall with the 9 taking so many hits. Burst actually auto-baited from that combo and not looking too good for them in this round. It's very much a far cry from what we saw in that first game.
Yeah, and I'm noticing, some unfamiliarity with a bit of Narukami's routing, but in terms of the boldness and in terms of just like calling out RedlykeRozes' options, like that jump, with the DB assist there with the Narukami Shirogane team comp, it's like despite the bit of a character unfamiliarity here, in terms of confidence, you could have fooled me with saying like maybe this is not a team that they're super comfortable with. Like I said, there's some clear tells, like some unfamiliarity with the combo routing, but like I'm sure that'll get over time. But like they, if I know anything from seeing Kizzsu play in the past before, they are a very bold player, and they're not afraid to challenge you on options they think that you're not keeping airtight, and that paid off in spades that game.
Absolutely, no, couldn't agree more, honestly. Oh, gets caught by the active swap, but not too much damage done, honestly. It's really just like straight hits here and there, no full conversion so far.
All right, yeah,
Looking very Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, that freaking Narukami DP, able to get something there. Another attempt at the swipe out on the teleport, but able to actually just like hit Narukami out of that situation, forcing in the Shirogane too. And we're kind of back to this very slow neutral scenario.
Yeah, just unfortunate DPs from Kizzsu are really coming to bite them so far throughout this match. And honestly, I feel like that's been the tell of the tape, like throughout the whole set. Is just like their defense is usually solid, but the DP whiffs that they've been getting have really been to their detriment.
Most definitely. With that whole like very bold, like in your face type of play style, can definitely come with some risk with those defensive options. But once again, yeah, just sniping out the 9, not afraid of any potential for plus frames there, and that should be dead here. Out of the two characters that RedlykeRozes is currently playing, that 9 the Phantom can be quite troublesome. Blake coming in at a mid amount of life total and already getting a nice amount of damage on the Shirogane too.
Yeah, putting her in the red, so actually taking her out of the picture as well. Both players on res level 4, so Azrael could still be in play, even if the life totals wouldn't necessarily be a kill. Oh no, unfortunate drop. That could have been it.
Yeah, it's kind of rare to see like Blake actually be able to put his position to go for the Astral there, but that could have been a pivotal thing here. Oh no, a drop as well. But some of that boldness that Kizzsu has been showing also coming out from RedlykeRozes with that call out. And yeah, this is once again a pretty intense game, but yeah, this is gonna be going over like to Roses.
Yeah, I wasn't really too flustered by the previous game, how that went, and really seeing some adaptations, really seeing some good, I guess, just changes from both players throughout, because we saw things being even in the first game and then things being swayed more for Kizzsu in the second, and now it's just like a back and forth between them. This is like a good kind of set that I like to see. I want to see a game 5 between them, honestly.
Yeah. And like the game Kizzsu won was super dominant. Just their way they want to play the game. They want to be in your face and just put you under a bunch of pressure. And a very excellent call there with the empty jump low, but try to bait out some DP or whatever, but keeping it all plus and catching the toes as well, baiting the burst, but unfortunately not able to punish.
Yeah, just baited the burst, but unfortunately like pressed push block as well as the burst was connecting. I think they might have expected it to just hit maybe hit and tried to DP. I'm not sure, but whatever the case, because of that, lost so much momentum and now has to basically play from behind, play catch up a little bit.
Yeah, the one thing that's in their favor here is Blake is quite low, and Orie being called out. Thankfully, Narukami able to avoid that Scarlet Vein, but unfortunate drop on the combo there. And if I remember anything about last time I saw Kizzsu play, they're not afraid to like play with a character that is at a really low amount of life. We're already seeing a bunch of opportunities to swap out, but they're keeping in this Narukami.
Oh no!
And it's
Oh my god, that comboed! Okay, yeah, bringing in the Shirogane, letting Narukami heal a little bit in the back line, and Kizzsu playing this right, actually. Like, just, like, not choosing to engage too much, like, just keeping their distance, and kind of waiting for RedlykeRozes to really just, yeah, just make the mistake, honestly.
Yeah, a little bit of a drop there, unfortunately. But Kizzsu has completely turned around the dynamic of this match. But just like that, it's a 2v1 situation. Both characters on RedlykeRozes' side are quite low. And I think that grab is probably going to be able to seal out Blake's life, but solo 9, we've seen some pretty insane stuff come out from this character. And I no doubt and feel like it is possible.
All right, both of them activating resonance. Oh no!
Okay.
Unfortunate scaling with the Hamon, so yeah, not going to be a kill with that, but oh my god, what a call out with the Scarlet Vein. Anticipated the like is like the zoning anti-air there from Kizzsu.
Yeah, puts out the fair, trying to put a lot of pressure and just the DP in order to seal out the game. And yeah, we're getting your wish. We're getting to that game 5. But unlike the last game Kizzsu won, definitely had to be from a quite the down position. Like in terms of the dynamic of the set, it was looking all I've read like roses in terms of that health totals. Like sure, Blake was kind of hurting in the back, but it seems like they were pretty in control of the 9, but just like I was noticing a lot of just getting hit by raw projectiles, maybe trying to escape it with the 9 teleports, and that really ended up favoring Kizzsu over time. And like, yeah, already starting off here, able to get the version? No, not quite.
I think if there's one thing I do want to see more of, it's a lot more of these like stray hits and such being converted a lot more stably. I think that's a thing. But between both of them, really, because we're seeing a lot of hits, a lot of like things that could lead to conversions, but a lot of drops, which is unfortunate. It could have swayed a lot of games in both players' favor, but currently Kizzsu doing a really good job of keeping their offense relatively airtight.
Yeah, I really like the CC sequences that Kizzsu has been doing, implementing a lot of stuff that is pretty indicative of some pretty advanced play, all things considered, with like a lot of sandwich and CC setups. They seem pretty comfortable in that regard, but the 9 currently trying to snipe out both characters. This is not a great matchup for Shirogane at all, like mostly thanks to that 2-1-4C that 9 can get out. It's just really struggling to find any opportunity to like kind of just sniper as a 9 and slowly approaches forward.
Ooh, a little too early with the DP reversal there. Yeah, the delayed activation of that spell kind of coming to their detriment, but it could go either way. Both characters on both teams. Not quite a punish.
Yeah. Shirogane coming in and a nice tick throw, able to get that Blake as well, but dropping the combo stick, did not believe in that 5A, the DP bait, though. This could still go either way. Like one good Scarlet Vein, happy birthday, but the run of DP, the absolute insanity from Kizzsu to just do that, and there was no DP invul either, just believed in the heart of the cards in order to take him out there.
I think that plays into that boldness that you were referring to earlier on in the set of just Kizzsu just having no fear, just going in, pressing the issue, just like being like, yeah, I think I know what you do. Like, I think I know what your character's capable of, but I'm just gonna do my thing. I don't care. I'm just going to do what I want to do. No fear, no hesitation, and it paid off in the end.
Yeah, definitely, and it's something that is maybe like uncharacteristic of like beginner intermediate players to have such confidence in like what they're doing in terms of like setups, like CC setups especially. So utilizing kind of the unique system mechanics of BB tag, and like even if you come from another fighting game, it's like kind of it might be difficult to kind of implement some of those options, but like nonetheless, like Kizzsu kind of just showing off in stride, like even though they might not necessarily have the most amount of time in their belt compared to like anyone in this Discord call right now. It's like like just having confidence in what you're doing can go go a long way, especially in those high stress situations. So excellent stuff to them for that.
I agree. Yeah, I can't wait to see more of them in this bracket, but we will be seeing a different match play out for now. It's going to be, I believe it's Intimidaving versus Rodimus Prime.
Yes, and Intimidating is somebody that is, I think, like at least on every beginner bracket that I have personally commentated, I think they have showed up. Rodimus is somebody that I haven't really gotten to see play all too much. This Rachel Adachi team comp doesn't ring a lot of bells in my head, but it already looks disgusting.
On paper, yeah, I can definitely see how it would be. Just got to see how Rod implements that, but not seeing too much of that just due to Intimidating just absolutely poking holes in like everything that Rod's trying to do. Evidence right now.
Just wake up with a super. Is she gone? No, not quite, but still, that Rachel in a pretty best position. You know what? Just hit him with that bonker, dude. Get that overhead check. Able to check the match too. Trying to stabilize the combo, but not quite. But solo Adachi, definitely not the worst solo character at all. But like from this deficit, like yeah, you're gonna have to play out of your mind.
You can't afford to make any mistakes at this point. You have one. Yep. I was going to say one hit will do it, and the JC is going to be all she wrote for that first game. Intimidating, making a strong statement in this first game of the set.
Yeah, most definitely. And like Rachel Adachi, not a team comp that a lot of the traditional Rachel players that we're used to seeing would implement. But I mean, it's Adachi. He is one of the best enablers for like pretty much anything, and really appreciates characters that can like create space for themselves. And like Rachel by every means can really zone you out and allow Adachi to kind of just like set up his BZ or like even just AZO shenanigans really. So I can definitely see why this team isn't necessarily one of Rachel's strongest comps, but in terms of enabling Rachel, I'm sure it's far from bad.
No, I can definitely see again on paper just how much this team can be disgusting. But that's, as mentioned before, it's up to Rodimus to really utilize all of that, because Intimidating, they were just running their game plan. They were just doing what they wanted, and to full effect, wouldn't let Rodimus breathe.
Yeah, most definitely. And that's one of the kind of the downsides I think of playing a double like space control comp. Like Rachel has surprisingly good defensive options, but I wouldn't necessarily say that like she works well in like high pressure situations. And if you're getting snowballed like that, it's really difficult to make use of her tools, because she, at the end of the day, for how annoying she can be as a character, she still requires a lot of setup, and kind of coming back from a bad scenario is one of the flaws I think Rachel might have.
I think Rodimus kind of was just like, all right, that didn't work. I'm going to try to see how the Susanoo Hilda can play any better. But with that happy birthday to start, and with that DP getting punished, this is not looking good for Rod.
Yeah. Thankfully, the Susanoo is 18k. Even if they're 17k, I think they might be living this combo regardless. Getting hit with the
Not living that
overhead.
5C.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. Yeah.
Oh, man. Once again, Intimidating just running their plan, not letting Rodimus breathe. Good PB to get things started, but you gotta chew through so much health.
Ooh, and a nice call out with that Yumi super as well. DPs though in the air here, but Rodimus dropping the combo, getting hit by the overhead, throwing out another super and a very excellent punish. This might be able to stabilize the kill, especially with that reset.
It's a little bit too slow with the super, and yeah, not able to kill off the Yumi. Which, I don't know, might come back to bite them, honestly.
Yeah, we talk a lot about how important the oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
That was not what I was expecting to happen there, but yeah, regardless, Intimidating going to be taking their second game, but yeah, you know, we talk a lot in like just general competitive BB tech how important it is to maintain the 2v1 and by extension like solidifying a 1v1 regardless of how much life you might have. It's like almost like important if you are the one in the 2v1 to just make sure you can take out their other characters just with whatever resources or whatever like you need to do in order to make it happen, because having access to assist makes a huge deal. And like especially for a character like Hilda who might struggle a lot in a close quarters game, it's like yeah, it's especially important.
Round start Bitatsu, yep. I can't tell if this is BB Tag, Uni, or Akatsuki Blitzkampf that we're seeing with that round start, but it's definitely all Akatsuki all the time with how things are going for Intimidating once again.
Yeah, thankfully not a lot of meter to go. Oh my god, yeah, that parry has a deceptively little amount of recovery there. It's like, I don't know, who cares? Bitatsu, 5P, that's the game plan. It's working out.
Try to go for a 5C to close things out right there, but Rodimus DPing out of the situation.
Ooh, I think I understood maybe what happened there. I think they wanted another DP, but they might have accidentally only pressed the swap button. But regardless, that 5P will be hitting, no resonance available, but actually doesn't offer a kill. Wants to go for the 5C.
Yeah, it could have definitely killed just with an assist call on the Akatsuki, and I mean, you're giving Rodimus a chance here, which if you're playing against Hilda, you don't want that to happen. But well,
no fear.
No fear again. Two sets that we've seen closed out in the same fashion.
Just unfortunate there. Rodimus not really getting a lot of time to play their game. Very much the intimidating show for sure. So hopefully they're able to kind of bring it back on the losers. Excuse me, losers side of the bracket. But I believe up next we will be having, yeah, looking like WxrldSxn taking it over Mari 3-0, and it looks like Intimidating will be fighting Reaper's Ruling Rat in winter semis, and we'll be having WxrldSxn versus Kizzsu up next here.
Yep. That looks like that is how things are going to go. Yeah, WxrldSxn going with the Adachi Blake, the Blake I've seen before. Or did they play Weiss? I think they played Weiss before, if I remember correctly. Last time I saw them.
Yeah, my brain is pinging me that they played Weiss, but I don't remember what team. My gut feeling is saying like Weiss S, but that also just doesn't seem particularly.
That
true.
doesn't sound right to me.
Yeah. If WxrldSxn or anyone that knows them wants to like correct us on that, like feel free to. But like, yeah, I'm getting like Weiss player vibe from them.
Again, I'm more than happy to be proven wrong here. I could be misremembering. It could be something, somebody else I'm getting them confused for. But yeah, I do. That's something that I feel like I remember. But we are, seeing them stick with the Adachi Blake against Kizzsu. Once again, coming in with the Narukami Shirogane.
Yeah, and we're already starting off with a bit of violence there, going for the delayed overhead, but dropping the combo, allowing for WxrldSxn to get some of that Adachi pressure going, and a nice burst out just trying to avoid that BZO.
Yeah, I didn't want to deal with taking the damage or potentially taking a really bad like mix-up situation afterwards either. So very good point to burst, and so far really good defense by the way from Kizzsu. I say as they get hit.
Hey, that was a neutral. Okay, that doesn't count as defense. That's just Shirogane DP being bad. They had the right idea, and if with most other characters, they would have gotten out. Oh my god. Yeah, that was a pretty disgusting sequence here. Like WxrldSxn definitely putting up the pressure, but Kizzsu finding a way to mash out and doesn't want to deal with the mark there, so just going to be swapping out into the Adachi, and this might actually
just a little bit too far. No, but they still called in the assist after the cross combo activation. That would have been fine otherwise.
There's been some unfortunate calls here. Sets up the BZO. That was a very confidently done DP unblockable setup here. Going to be running out most of the resonance. Gets hit by the overhead. And yeah, this is a very classic sign of an Adachi comp. Just overrolling pressure, but a DP once again giving them another chance at life. And I was so surprised there was the capability for an active swap there. I thought Adachi was going to be gone.
The active swap window definitely longer than one might think for that assist, and well, evidently longer than what Kizzsu thought as well. That was very well done by Worlds to get that situation. Just like keep that pressure going, but also just recognizing that hey, Kizzsu's been DPing a lot. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try active swapping and baiting this out.
Yeah. Active swap grab is like one of the more messed up things you can do in the game, especially if you're not ready. But ooh, that's going to be quite a big happy birthday on both characters. Really hard to contest Adachi from full screen. And yeah, just going for some standard Oki, trying to chase him down, bring in the Blake, keep it all airtight here.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to.
Oh no, just a little bit too hesitant. Could have definitely punished that assist there, but getting the happy birthday and still maintaining it. Yep.
God, it was a little bit of a tight there, but like if I attribute any phrase to Kizzsu, it's confident and just a great defense, mashing right after the Adachi tech there, and gonna be winning. Just gonna be winning their first game here. And once again, just like that throw tech scenario is a pretty nuanced like kind of decision like you have to make against Adachi versus Narukami, because even despite the range, I'm pretty sure Adachi could still press like 5A and beat him out there, but doesn't look like WxrldSxn was really trying to layer that pressure, and like Kizzsu recognizing like, hey, this guy's gonna be showing a little bit of restraint. Let me take a hold of that. Let me check you with that 5A.
Yeah. No, I 100% agreed. And just again, I think it was also just that and a combination of just Worlds just not expecting the boldness either. You know, it's something that we're just seeing so much of for Kizzsu that is really paying off in spades. So, you know, wondering if we're going to see more of that with the start. Taking a patient approach with this round start.
Yeah, it was the right call, but brother, that was just unfortunate.
That sucks so much that whiffed right there in front of their face.
But just wants to maintain all that pressure here. Baits out the DP. That is 100% a dead Shirogane as long as there's no drop, and keeping it all meter positive and burst safe there. And the cross up. The swap to the Ruby Adachi is
I mean, hey, it's working out. It's definitely. I definitely see a lot more confidence in their play with this team.
Alright, just trying to stagger those 5As, gets the stagger check too. That Ruby's actually looking quite low here. Got the 2B call, but gets crossed up immediately, but no full confirm.
Yeah, definitely could have been a dead Narukami in that situation, but nonetheless, still fighting, still going at it, not going down without a fight. Good lord.
Yeah, I'm gonna be getting that nice solid cross slash. Not a huge amount of damage, but very pivotal considering this point in the game right now. But you've given Adachi that space here, and no BZO punished, or BZO car, I should say.
Oh no, it gets caught by the buzzsaw, and provided this doesn't drop, that should be a kill. WxrldSxn going to be taking their second game up 2-1 in the set.
Yeah, and just the sheer oppressiveness, like compared to like playing Adachi, I'm sure is a fine composition, but like you really can't beat the solid core that is Ruby Adachi, and we've definitely seen the capabilities of it for Ruby plays throughout the years, you know, most apparently being Sykes, who has taken the team to quite the high level. But yeah, even despite all that, the just I gotta find an adjective for confident because like I can't keep on using it for Kizzsu, but that's really just the name of the game with them, and they were able to like take quite a bit of leeway in that 2v1 just through that.
What a burst point too. Yeah, crazy that like they were able to call out that active swap in that situation with that.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that's a
looking. Go
or
ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that is one of the situations Shirogane is particularly adept at. If they do set up BZO from full screen, Shirogane DP is in fact projectile invul while it is being triggered, and it hits full screen. So you can actually snipe out Adachi BZO setups like that if they're not being kept airtight. So I just wanted to point that out. Unfortunately, she's dead.
Yeah, not really going to be able to get much use out of it from this game. Good mash after the situation, though. But the Ruby 4P just reaching the heavens and the throw bait. Oh, WxrldSxn is in Kizzsu's head now. This is not looking good.
Absolutely not. And I'm sure that's going to be a BZO set up right now and a confident DP, but you're going to need a lot more of that. And with that side swap combo, that might be curtains.
Oh, getting fancy with these combos too. Yep. Going to be enough with that super. WxrldSxn taking it 3-1 over Kizzsu.
Yeah, and just gotta say, you know, they were definitely making some good strides in the matchup, especially with the against the Blake Adachi. Just like I think the sheer level of power that Adachi Ruby has it's going to be difficult for anyone to have to deal with, regardless of skill level. And WxrldSxn showcasing like they were more than confident with that Ruby Adachi team. Got those BZO setups down. Definitely doing their homework in terms of where to implement those pressure options, and yeah, it just proved to be too much for Kizzsu to have to deal with.
And yeah, it definitely can be rough having to just, oh man, just deal with that sort of pressure, especially like with BZO setups. It's just like for any, as you said, for any skill level, it's just like daunting, like having to deal with, okay, yeah, BZO in your face, you can't push block the like other character that's coming towards you, and it's almost an unseeable high-low situation depending on it as well. So it's rough, but you know, hopefully can see them come back, bounce back, and maybe get their run back even if they're able to.
Yeah, you know, kind of the benefit. Like we have a bracket that's a little bit on the smaller side of things. So if they're hungry and feeding for a comeback, it hopefully shouldn't come too long. But they still got a pretty grueling battle in front of him. But yeah, we're gonna be moving on to the other side of the bracket between Reaper and Intimidating.
Yeah, Reaper's Rolling Rat, as they're referred to in bracket. I'm gonna just call them Triple R for that, but just to keep things a little bit concise. But yeah, Intimidating showed no fear in their previous match that we saw. Just constant aggression, like always just pressing in their face. Triple R rocking the Azrael Gordeau. So violence could be met with violence here.
Yeah, definitely. And in terms of the damage output, I don't want to be on the receiving end of either team, but Azrael, of course, being kind of one of the poster child of kind of one of the characters that's very polarizing in terms of how you play him. He uh
Um,
I don't think
bro.
okay,
Okay.
brother. Okay, but yeah, definitely can be kind of polarizing in terms of like the general implementation how you play him, but like the the top side of the polls is definitely big damage, and we're already seeing quite a good amount of that here.
Oh my goodness. Well, we're seeing a little bit of damage. Yeah, not as much, but definitely answered in spades there from Daving. But God, Akatsuki's already in the red, dude. I looked I looked away after that first combo, and then yeah, just oh Jesus Christ, this character.
Yeah, unfortunately, dropping out of that Yumi combo. Gord 5B once again proving to be one of the most depressing buttons to look like in the game. But yeah, Intimidating looking pretty good here. Nice fuzzy block on the overhead. And an excellent 2B. Are they able to stabilize in a combo? Yeah.
Good burst point. Ooh, anticipated the super as well. You're going down for that, buddy.
Yeah, smart to just cash out in the super. Doesn't want to deal with the Yumi immediately mashing on that incoming as well, but dropping that combo there could have been a pivotal kill. And yeah, going to be allowing Intimidating to at least get some back pressure, get back some momentum. But even with the Residence life gain, I think it's still one touch.
Oh, yeah, especially with that active swap cross up DP, and that's going to do it for Triple R for the first round or first game of this set. I do gotta say the reason for the drop that we saw from Triple R was because of the fact that Azrael's unique mechanic being he has weak points, which function differently than if you've ever seen them in Central Fiction, the game that he's from, and it has to be timed to a button press. You'll see the screen shake significantly whenever whenever it's actually active. But yeah, it could have led to a kill, but because the weak point wasn't actually hit, that was the reason for the drop there.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of the big learning curve, I think, when it comes to playing Azrael, outside of maybe like learning how to like operate with his neutral. So
Oh, you're dead.
oh, he's gone. Yeah, just cash out in the super, or not the super, the what is that? That's Valiant.
Yeah, and the Valiant
Yeah,
loops. Yep.
hey, we're already playing from quite the deficit here. Going to be mashing that 5A against that Yumi. That Azrael 5A is deceptively good as a mash button and as an anti-air for that matter. But you know what else is a good mash button?
Yumi 5-8, but
Oh,
oh no, that's so unfortunate.
I'm not the only one that saw just them falling out of Yumi 2360, right?
Well, they didn't fall out. It didn't hit. Like the last one didn't actually hit.
Okay.
Yeah, it just didn't like they blocked the first two hits, but the third one actually did just activate behind them, and it was just like, oh, all right.
Oh, I whiff punish, I guess. Unfortunate.
It's also doubly unfortunate that because of just the pushback in the corner from hitting both characters caused that combo from Intimidating to drop. If that didn't happen, if that wasn't the case, then that could have led to some really significant damage, at the very least on Gordeau.
Yeah, most certainly, and that's one of the weird things that I don't know if any other tag game does that, but like if you're some moves, if you're in a happy birthday, will have higher than normal pushback, and they can really mess up combos like that.
Yep.
Okay, just trying to play some neutral. Getting hit by the raw Yumi 5P there. Going to be getting that corner position, but mashing straight out. Yeah, that air B Tatsu is kind of an unfortunate like Oki situation. You don't really get a lot of good options out there. You barely get a meaty, so it's a little rough to end combos with that.
At the very least, yeah, I got Akatsuki out relatively safely and bringing the Yumi in. but it's still gonna be taking damage for this dude.
All right, once again, just trying to pressure him out. Yeah, that notorious Gustav, I believe, is that dash move from Azrael. The notorious like Oling -1 on block. It's a you got to be ready to act after that.
And to bursting in, saving the Azrael, but going to be taking a good amount of damage on the Gordeau from this, and it's not undoable, especially with that parry.
Yeah, and that puts them in a pretty solid one-touch scenario, and the Iceberg going to be catching him out and gets hit on the way down. Is this going to be a kill? I think so with the meter spent. Very good stuff coming out from Intimidaving here. Just able to like snipe out Reaper's options there. Kind of got a bit confident with the life totals, I think. I saw a lot of like I don't know if it was just them trying to mash back or like an up back attempt, but they really weren't respecting a lot of what Yumi could have available in terms of Oki options. Like even though like she is a character that gets pretty significantly more honest when in a 2v1 or 1v1 situation. You still have to respect her in a lot of regards. Like just has a lot of good like meaty options, good good strike throw overall. So it's it's not a character that you should take lightly even solo.
And from what we've seen from Daving, it's just like they're really confident, really just honestly a lot of the time don't even want to block. And that paid off so much with like the parry option that Yumi has available to her. And yeah, no, it's just going almost all Daving in this game so far, even though he's taking some damage here.
Yeah, almost all Daving. Now it's suddenly not like mostly not Daving anymore, as they might be dead.
No, he's living.
Yeah, okay, yeah, multi-target.
Oh,
Wow.
well, with DP, just barely gets the meter for the Valiant loops, and now it's looking really bad for Daving.
Yeah, just DP out of the situation, gets hit by the 5P. Not going to be bait the burst there, but hits the anti-air 5C. Not going to be a huge amount available, and they're not trying to play anything with that Akatsuki, recognizing their low life totals for the most part.
Well, slowly evening it up, it looks like, based off of the little like chips they're doing at the life totals on Antu's end.
Ooh, gets the low. I'm surprised there was no continuation in the combo here, and the Azrael dash going to be forcing a cross up on that Yumi, and she will be going down solo. Akatsuki could definitely make this happen with some good hits. Didn't believe quite in that one. Okay, I thought something unfortunate happened. My brain tricked me.
Oh,
Ooh.
Your brain tricks you into thinking.
It's true. All right.
I'm kind of surprised Daving has not opted to go for a resonance activation. This is honestly, this is the moment where you can, because no.
Yeah, even though like I don't think they would have gained enough life to survive this combo. I think just implementing some threat of chip, maybe forcing out the Gordeau from their comfort spot, or like just feeling more emboldened to like go in with their residents could have definitely been a difference maker in that match, and kind of uncharacteristically just trying to play defensive, and that is we've been talking a lot about confidence tonight, but that's kind of a good showcase of the opposite, where if you're a little too cowardly and don't push the initiative too much, you can really lose a lot of ground when it comes to even like good positionings, bad positionings, regardless. It's just like sometimes you just gotta go in and make those plays. And yeah, it's, Intimidating will be moving down to the loser side of the bracket. Triple R going to be fighting WxrldSxn in that winners finals. But regardless, like yeah, we're moving on quite quickly here. Already on that losers quarterfinals set up match, and then I think yeah, I guess we're gonna be we're just gonna be going into it.
Yeah, Daving versus RedlykeRozes now. And you know, we saw RedlykeRozes against Kizzsu. We saw them play against someone who is pretty confident in their buttons, pretty confident in just like, you know, pressing the issue constantly. So I'm wondering how they handle Intimidating's confidence a lot of the time that we've seen from them with this team.
Yeah. Ooh, okay, nice place to just burst out of the situation. Not wanting to have to deal with that sandwich scenario, but that push block into Blake 5P or 5B has been really doing some work against everyone tonight.
Mm-hmm. I mean, for good reason. It is definitely a very messed up situation to put someone in, especially with the sandwich that it enables. So
Yeah, punish with that 5P and yeah, not gonna be opting for anything too fancy on the 9 Oki, but does get crossed up in that scenario. Wakes up with the super. Is anything committed? Nah, Fairy's just gonna punish too, but no punish on that burst. Looking like just a
going to
60s
cross combo. Oh, okay. I was really worried that was going to drop with how that hit, but fortunately able to stabilize it, get the kill, and yeah, very, very strong 2v1 situation for RedlykeRozes now.
Most definitely. And I think, my God, that's going to be hitting. Wake up with the super. That's quite a bit of damage. Actually, putting Blake in that one-touch scenario, if that was a counter hit 5A,
No
that could have
way!
killed.
Just do it again! And bringing it back to a 1v1 situation, and now it's not one touch, but it's definitely a lot more favorable. No way you're converting
no,
on
wait,
that.
no,
Oh
my God. The absolute gall to convert off the second hit of Bitatsu. Not going to be getting a punish there, and that might be it here for Intimidaving. Cash out into the super. Some insane stuff coming out from Intimidaving. It's his decision making. Raw super 2 times in a row. Raw Bitatsu into the conversion. They were definitely making some pretty big strides. It's just like, yeah, when it comes to the 9, there's just so much. There's only so much you can really do, but it's in terms of what we were saying, like just because they're down, they're definitely not out.
Absolutely, good lord. You know, as Lene quotes whenever she activates Resonance, the corner beast is dangerous, and we definitely saw that in play. Good lord. Oh man, yeah. Do not get comfortable against this man. He will make sure that you remember it's not over until you see the finish.
Yeah, that was a really, really good call out with the active swap on the burst. That's something that might be a little hard to kind of recognize you can do to beat out bursts in that scenario, but like very good awareness there from Intimidating, and we're taking this advantage quite far, but gets it with the 4P, and we might be starting those unblockable loops. Oh no, misses them.
Yeah, tech's out of the situation, and you know, unfortunately taking some damage, but still very, very strong, like just situation in general for Intimidating, especially with this combo, putting Blake in the corner in essentially a one-touch situation now.
Oh, wakes up with the Bitatsu too, but able to burst out at just the right time and to get out of the situation. But yeah, no, unless you want to dance with death here, like Blake should not be called out. But Yumi might actually be falling here. Build up with enough meter just to go into super, keep it all simple, and yeah, she's gone.
However, this is a much better situation than what we saw for Intimidating last game with the solo Akatsuki.
Oh. Yeah, that was a little bit of an unfortunate hit right there with the 5P and just confident with their 5B of their own. That is a dead 9. Generally considered the problem character in the 2v1, so I am sure they are more than happy with
Oh my
that.
god,
Empty jump grab.
Empty double jump grab is crazy work, dude.
God damn. Just the absolute just like willingness for Intimidating to go for some of the most crackhead options I've ever seen in my life. You love to see it. You love to see it.
Big fan, honestly.
But yeah, it's just like definitely some some fear coming out from RedlykeRozes, and it is most certainly being sniffed out by Intimidaving, just allowing them to get in a lot more potential like pressure options than they maybe should be getting allowed to deal with, and the reverse hit 5-8 coming up from Akatsuki.
Oh no. Okay, that was gonna be a big whiff punish potentially for Daving, but like, man, as you said, yeah, the confidence really coming into play for Intimidating, and just I don't know how RedlykeRozes is able to handle it a lot of the time. Having big buttons though, especially bigger buttons than both of Intimidating's characters, definitely helps in that regard.
Yeah, thankfully not a happy birthday there. Was able to avoid that, and yeah, that unblockable setup unfortunately is fairly DP safe overall. So once again, this Akatsuki character has been kind of Intimidating's lifeline, but I don't know how much they have in this game here.
They're not dead for this combo, so you know they still have a chance. It's not over. As we've seen before in the first game, it is not done until that finish text pops up. Oh, they wanted super. They did not want grab. They wanted super. I know for a fact they did, and it would have worked.
Yeah, it's just like it's one of those things about a tag is like I feel like the input buffer while you're in block is not generous. So like if you have like an airtight setup like that, or like mostly tight setup, like if you're mashing that super button, sometimes it's just like, oh well, the buffer window didn't show up, or oh I got, in some scenarios, oh it's like, oh I got crossed up. It's like, yeah, it can be rough.
Hmm. All right, but going into this fourth game, strong situation for Daving right now. Yeah, getting some good damage on the Blake. Ooh, probably tried to call out the push block, but the super coming in.
Yeah, getting a little bit more extra credit on the Blake as well. Able to get the DP safely and getting a counter hit on the 9, or with the 9, I should say, is pretty good. Expecting a cross up there though. This is a pretty pivotal momentum point, I think, for RedlykeRozes equalizing the life totals, but not expecting the grab. Blake is 16k. I think with that meter on deck, I think she's dead.
Oh, she's absolutely gone. She's out of here.
Solo 9 can definitely make some crazy stuff happening here. Tries to run into the grab, but no dice.
Oh no! Not quite able to finish that combo and get the kill, but blocking the super, going to be punishing it, and taking out, honestly, what has been the main problem character on Intimidating's end.
Yeah, forcing out the Resonance Pop with a Yumi. Not going to be challenging that Scarlet Vein. I don't know if that's actually plus, but that's a whiff, and no, not a full punish. Ooh,
And that's going to, yeah, it's going to bite them. Yeah, not able to punish that is going to give RedlykeRozes the win 3-1. Good lord.
Damn. That's by no means a poor display from Intimidating's part, but I think the kind of just denying the Phantom energy and just kind of the stuff that she brings to the table maybe ended up being too much for them to deal with. And like, just on the surface, like, you know, 9 is a character that invalidates a lot of other characters' options, and Yumi Akatsuki are no exceptions. Even though Akatsuki is one of the characters that can deal with that stupid and blockable that she does have sometimes. It's a little jank, if as far as I know. It's like, in terms of the neutral game, it's not great, and like Yumi is not a character that's particularly anti-9, and for sure that that 9 was giving them the most amount of leeway in that set, especially exemplified by them winning that 2v1.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, no, as I said earlier on, it's just like, well, you know, the confidence factor from Intimidating was very much there, but confidence only gets you so far whenever you're kind of outspaced with your buttons.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, Kizzsu gonna be going back to the Orie. This is the character that I first was exposed to them with. I believe not with this team in specifically, but still like they do got a pretty solid Orie. Unfortunately, getting hit a lot by this Yosuke. Very nice conversion though.
Oh yeah, and the Oki situation, good block on the burst, anticipating it, getting a punish, but no full conversion, unfortunately.
Yeah, dropping the combo there. Narukami DP able to connect just a little bit. Push block out of the Sarah. The Orie is looking maybe like a little low, and yeah, just going to be swapping her out here and swapping her back in. This is, I don't think this is super dangerous, but like still, it could be disaster. It could potentially be disastrous.
Oh my goodness, getting that cross combo situation as well. No, wait, is that too? Okay, I was worried that was too late. I thought that was going to whiff.
Yeah, that was some pretty impressive rooting, and despite the fact that the Orie is a lower health character, just wants her out, and this could prove a little unfortunate, but yeah, just able to bring back in the Narukami, get that Yosuke into the corner. No residents will be getting popped, and yeah, that is going to be it here for game one.
Yeah, very strong showing with the Orie. I mean, I wasn't as familiar with their game on this, with how proficient they were with Orie, but I mean, that was some advanced stuff that they were doing at the very least. The TK overhead that we saw was very much something that you would more so see from a seasoned player.
Yeah, definitely. Like full bias. I love Kizu's Orie. I'm glad I'm seeing more of it because it's like it's just like really like for like a quote unquote like intermediate beginner bracket. They definitely have a lot of stuff going for them. But this Yosuke going to be proving quite annoying, trying to pin her down, but just trying to run away on their own, just like playing very back and forth.
Yeah, and it's definitely proving to be a lot more of a nuisance than it was in game one right now. But still able to get the hit after burst incoming. And now we're seeing the Narukami mirror in full effect.
Yeah, going to be facing your true self a little bit here. Nice block on the overhead. Just try to play more defensively and goaded that 2B anti-air. Unfortunately, not going to be baiting out that burst, but like this could definitely be a one-touch situation for the Yosuke with the 5 bars on deck.
Oh, almost didn't even need to spend anything, but yeah, unfortunate drop there. Good block from Basil, and still keeping this Yosuke like alive for as long as they were was very impressive, but yeah, ended up getting hit.
Yeah, okay, going into the combo, 5 bars on deck. I do believe that is a kill here. Another round going to Kizzsu.
Very strong stuff from them again, especially with this Orie. I know like the Narukami put in some really good work as well, especially like whenever it was just the mirror situation, but I can't stress enough that this Orie is really just doing some wonders for them.
Yeah, and in terms of the matchup, like Orie, you know, everybody on this planet is annoyed by Yosuke in some shape or form. That's a universal concept. But I think Orie is one of the characters that deals with it pretty well. Has good long buttons, very uncommittal, good movement options. So like just run away from Yosuke if they go forward. It's like it can be a pretty solid matchup.
Mm-hmm. All right, Basil getting some hits here and there, but not quite able to get too much in terms of conversions. So, yeah, I mean, the straight hits are good, but you really want to keep things stable and get some Okizeme going.
Yeah, very just confident take on the throw with punish as well with that 5A. No burst coming out though. Just going to be going in for a little bit of an Oki there. Once again, hitting the reset. And ooh, that was a really nice active swap.
Avoiding the burst entirely, and once again getting that Oki situation, gets the overhead. Not looking good for Basil, but looking very strong for Kizzsu right now.
this Yosuke's sticking in here, but the closer you get to Yosuke, the more dangerous he does become. Oh, that is dead. Yeah,
Yeah,
gone.
just from the grab itself. Oh man, Basil is just trying to press the issue with these air approaches, but Kizzsu just really solid with these anti-airs. It's do or die at this point, honestly, especially with the situation. I think you got to activate resonance at some point, homie.
Yeah, I know it's not really a good spot with all this pressure and gets a little bit of a gap there in that 5AA they were trying to get out of. And Kizzsu taking it pretty confidently over Basil here. And yeah, didn't really get to see Basil all too much in this tournament. One of the people that is a newcomer as far as I know in terms of their bracket, but like yeah, still technically going out on top 8. I'm hoping to see them play a lot more in the future as well.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, no. I want to see more of their like offense just develop, because again they were getting some straight hits, they were getting some opportunities to get some conversions and get some momentum in their favor, but yeah, just wasn't really able to get too much going, especially in that last game, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, like overall, like I can't make a judgment call on how proficient Basil is with any of their characters there, but like in terms of like the general like ideology with the Yosuke, I definitely was seeing a lot of fundamental show there. It's just like partially playing into a little bit of a bad matchup, and this is a beginner intermediate bracket thing, so can't expect them to be too familiar with some matchups and how to deal with them. But still, regardless, like I said, really hoping to see them back in the future.
Indeed. And let's see, what do we have next on stream? It looks like we're going to be moving into our winners finals match between WxrldSxn and Reaper's Rolling Rat. So that is going to be quite the match, I'd say, because we saw what Triple R is capable of with this team, the damage output they're able to do, but it looks like they're switching to Adachi Yumi? Not what I would have expected.
Interesting. So one of the things I was gonna comment upon is that I think Azrael is a character that deals with Adachi okay. By no means is he a hard counter, but he has some checks available with the Growler. Like you can't set up a lot of BZO setups against him for free. There's counterplay to that overall. But still like I I think one of the main things that like I like to kind of advocate for is character comfortability. And while like Adachi Yumi is not necessarily a hard team to play, I would have figured they would have at least tried with Azrael Gordeau.
Yeah, that's what I would have anticipated as well, but well, looks like this is what we're going with to start things off. And I'm interested. I don't think I've ever seen Triple R play this team, honestly.
I have before in the past, but not in a competitive setting.
Mm.
Yeah, just definitely getting out of dodging them a little bit. Just sets up the CC sequence. Wants to set up a BZO, I'm sure. Interested about that pressure decision. I'm not exactly sure what they're going for, but hey, gets the 5B. Are they able to get the CC gauge back in time? Yeah, that should be dead.
Yeah, very, very strong showing. Pretty much no damage incurred. It's all been recoverable on the side of Triple R. Say that, and then they take a hit. But I mean, still, World has got to pull out all the stops to fight this team.
Yeah, it's like this team right here is like one of the most oppressive teams in the game, and like for very little effort too. So this
Mhm.
is this will always be an uphill battle whenever you have to fight it. And I think their CC gauge locked a little bit, so they can't confirm into a kill. But this is a one touch.
Yep, no more recoverable life on the side of World, but able to get this happy birthday. That's something that they definitely needed to get.
Yeah, but you have to play out of your mind. No meter, just swat off the persona. You know what? I appreciate it, but how much fuel do you have left in the tank here?
Ah. Unfortunately, you can't block that move because that is a command grab. So, oof, that's rough. That's very rough.
Yeah. And well, like WxrldSxn has showcased they are very willing to swap to that Adachi Ruby team composition. Looks like they will be going off here. I don't think Blake is like a character that like deals with Adachi particularly well or poorly. I think she's somewhere in the middle, but like in terms of like Ruby and what she can implement, especially against like quote unquote more slower paced Adachi team comps, like she can definitely put in some hurting, but it's just mash.
What happened, dude?
MD jump low too. They don't even have burst available for this. I think she's gone. She's close to
2.5K?
gone.
She's close. She's not dead.
Yeah. Barely.
I know my
Just
damage
raw
values.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? That Ruby's looking really low.
I don't know about. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know about bringing her back in, bro. I think you got it. Oh.
Man, Yumi 6P, huh?
Oh, dude, every time I'm seeing World, just call in the Ruby, man. I swear.
Yeah, swap in to safely kill the Adachi as well. Left with the solo Ruby. This is not looking so hot.
A little bit of a better situation compared to game one, but well, it's a 1v1 now. Has gotten the kill, so I was gonna say it's not undoable, but taking a hit like that, definitely gonna seal the deal.
Yeah. I think in terms of the ability to set up Adachi BZO, Yumi is generally more consistent, but this team does have the big benefit of having that really great bullet 6P on Ruby's side. So I think the play here for WxrldSxn might need to just play. They need to play very. Oh my god. Well, you know what? Never mind. The simple play is to match them at their own level.
Simply just, if you can't beat them, join them, I guess. But we'll see how effective that tactic is.
Yeah, not looking so hot for WxrldSxn though. Overhead.
But JC gets DP baited. Yeah, you're gone.
Like, in that situation, I don't think it mattered what team they were playing. They were just gone, done and dusted here. Solo Yumi coming in. I don't know how much experience WxrldSxn has on Yumi, but yeah, you gotta work.
Oh, fortunately falls out of that combo, but you have no meter, res level 1, and you are fighting against essentially 2 perfect health characters. This is bad to watch. Yeah,
that was not the play to swap over to the mirror match here, and that is going to be a pretty confident 3-0 victory, I think, for Triple R here. Moving on to grand finals with this Adachi Yumi team composition. Like, yeah, if they pull up for the run back, they definitely got to make some adaptations, but I am sure they are capable of, though. They still got to get through a couple more people before we get to that point. RedlykeRozes versus Kizzsu going to be our losers semifinals and losers finals determining match.
So this is a run back. This is a run back from the first match that we saw tonight, and I'm interested to see how this plays out. Is the tell of the tape going to be the same? Is Kizzsu going to move on, or is it going to be different? Like, because it went all the way down to the wire. It went to game 5 between these two. So we've seen that, they're able to play the back and forth, play the adaptation, but we'll have to see, because Kizzsu is not playing the same team. Kizzsu is going to be sticking with the Orie for this rather than the Shirogane. So I'm interested to see how much that changes the dynamic.
Yeah, and like Orie, I think like overall is a character that probably does worse into this team in theory, but I don't know. It's like if you can just gap with the matchup and gap with the characters that you're comfortable with, like that can mean a lot. But regardless, you're going to be getting put in this corner positioning, mashes out, and does not get any success there.
Oh man, that TK overhead once again putting in some mad work for Kizzsu. Unfortunate drop though, so yeah, and doesn't have burst available. So you gotta find a way to get her out, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna mention, like, it might be a little uncharacteristic there, but was able to find a position just like, yeah, this is so oppressive so far. RedlykeRozes has been playing with this comp all night, and it looks like they're a lot more warmed up with it too.
I will say, very good defense from Kizzsu throughout that cross combo sequence. And so far, yeah, able to bust out with that DP. Not breaking under the pressure.
Alright, Burson out there bringing the blade into the
What a grab! My man, do you play Guilty Gear, like, with that wake-up grab that you did after the situation? That's crazy.
The cross combo gets the low, killing off the blade there, and like, you know what? They were able to take it back so far. Excellent 2C or JC punish there. Builds the bar, but no, doesn't kill.
Okay. Oof. Still able to get the conversion, but man, could have definitely killed with that previous combo with the double super.
Yeah. Like, I'll be fair, you know, they built up that meter quite literally at the last moment, so they weren't confident in going for that kill. Especially like Orie cash out with her 2-1-4 super is kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie, because you know you push them to the other side of the screen, you don't get a lot of good OP options with it. So I understand the ideology of going for just some standard OP just to seal the pressure, but yeah. They're already starting off in that sandwich scenario. Not going to be opting for anything too crazy with that sandwich scenario, though.
Mm. Oh, yeah. Red probably trying to go for an anti-air of some sort, but a little bit too late with it. And, yeah, going to be taking this Oki situation. Good jump out, but unfortunately Blake taking some damage in the meantime.
That was disgusting. Unfortunately not going to be beating out the burst, but will be actually beating out that DP with the 2-6C there. I really like what Kizzsu is like kind of threading there with just that option.
Yeah, Red getting some hits here and there, but unfortunately, yeah, that whiff button will be punished. Going to be put in the red for that, and 9 not looking too good herself either.
Sandwich setup, but a nice 2B call, able to stabilize it. This, yeah, bit of 9's hurtbox is really weird for Orie combos to have to deal with. So fortunate drop, but oh my god, yeah, I don't know if they thought they got happy birthday there, but yeah, just not able to fight back with the Blake. And Kizzsu with this team swap already changing the dynamic drastically from the first time around.
It has been very much almost constant aggression and very much in their favor throughout these games, and it's just as you said, it is so much more different than the previous set that we saw between these two. I was gonna say, I'm wondering if Red's got anything else in the bag to cover for this. Looks like we're going with the Yumi 9, so potentially could change the dynamic as well in that regard, but we'll have to see, because they're down 2-0. This is their last chance, and they have to make it work.
Just trying to leverage the sheer stupidity, you know, like 9 Yumi is a very good team for sure, but like not the team I was expecting like Yumi to come out from, because like, you know, RedlykeRozes is more of a Blake player. Blake Yumi is quite good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so far, yeah, Yumi taking some damage, so yeah, the 9 coming in and trying to get some momentum back in their favor. Scarlet Vein hit will get something, but no, not able to convert afterwards fully.
Yeah, just I think this is really, you know, the sheer presence of the Yumi assist has been paying off quite a lot. Just trying to start trigger pressure or whatever, but the Yumi 5P once again putting him in pressure again.
Ooh, good patience from Kizzsu, not trying to press the issue after the burst in that situation, and yeah, baiting out the parry.
This is a bit dangerous here, but mashes on the EXC. I've been noticing, like, they have been trying to mash on that, and that is +7 by default, so a little interesting to see if, like, RedlykeRozes will adapt to those situations. But the 9 coming out, going to be, oh, the fairy actually messing it up there.
I mean, Red's 9 is looking very favorable, has the life lead between both of these characters that Kizzsu has, and yeah, could get something going, but unfortunately gets caught and has to deal with the Oki situation. You're dead, provided this doesn't drop. Yeah, the double super.
You know, the team swap, I think, was a perhaps justified call just to switch it up there, but unfortunately for RedlykeRozes, just Kizzsu being on a team comp they are significantly more comfortable in clearly made a huge amount of difference for their ability to kind of just operate in this matchup. Like just the ability, like just their abilities with the Orie and what they know what to do with the character. They were able to just like keep on all the pressure, and a lot more convincingly so than with the Shirogane. And yeah, despite, you know, Shiro being arguably a better team, just like he's able to take what they know in stride and just run with it. But their next opponent is, yeah, somebody that they fell to in the past with that 3-1 over, or WxrldSxn taking it 3-1 over Kizzsu, but, you know, much like they said with RedlykeRozes, this was not the team that they were on for that set, and we can already see a lot more character comfortability, allowing them to take some matchups, and yeah, we might be seeing something like this here.
Couldn't agree more. I definitely do think that just this character swap will do quite a bit for them. Unfortunately, we are getting a bit of an issue. This is something that occasionally happens with PSN tag, so hopefully this can get resolved. But yeah, going off of what you were saying as well, just like we talked about it after the set that happened, but previously between Kizzsu and World, you know, hopefully we get to see a run back. Hopefully we get to see something different between them in terms of adaptations or something like that. And the chief thing among all of this is going to be that character swap that you mentioned, because it seems like Kizzsu is a lot more confident. Like, even though we saw the confidence with the Shirogane as well, just very much more confident, more comfortable with the Orie in what they're capable of. And yeah, hopefully we're able to see that.
Wouldn't be a bracket I commentated with without some type of connection issue, I suppose. But yeah, you know, I hope everyone in the audience has been enjoying what they've been seeing so far. This is penultimate set before Grand Finals, and perhaps maybe even the penultimate set of the night, depending on how that goes. And it's been a pretty great bracket. You know, got to just see a lot of people show up, and as someone who, you know, has commentated a good amount of the beginner brackets in the past, I'm seeing a lot more improvement over time. Just a lot more familiarity with their game plans, a lot more setups coming out too. So it's been a treat to watch.
Mm-hmm. No, 100%, I agree with that.
Loading screen, synchronizing. Black screen. Looks like they might need to do the lobby tech.
Potentially, yeah. That is looking like that might be the case.
Damn. And we were doing so good all night, but you know, that's just kind of just the nature of the beast sometimes. This BB tag just somehow getting more broken.
They played before too. They played before on stream, which is the crazy thing.
Yeah,
Like, this didn't happen last time, which is why is it happening now?
I wish I had an answer, but I think there's only one person that has an answer, and it's God. And I hate him. I think I saw WxrldSxn was still on Yumi Adachi, right? I think that's what I was seeing. They were locked in.
I think so, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of just shut it out of my mind whenever like we went to the you know, black screen. So it wasn't real. Okay. Hopefully it's real.
Okay, Adachi playing. Yeah, they're going back to the they're going back to the good old reliable, and considering like everything in terms of how the set let last time, even though, you know, Kizzsu is on an entirely different team, I think maintaining the agenda, maintain what they're most comfortable with is you know, if they learn anything from them, it's like it can definitely be the way forward. But they're already starting off pretty good. Ooh, misses the TK though.
Very unfortunate, and yeah, and basically, yeah, letting WxrldSxn get out of the situation for free. And get some good damage on the board too. Good damage in Oki.
Yeah. Oh, that was disgusting. Like, was that supposed to book overhead, high? Like, where is this supposed to go?
It was supposed to be you got hit.
True. Oh my god, you know what? The Narukami, through the power of French, to be able to just dodge that Adachi 6P, getting the overhead check as well, but immediately burst out in the Adachi. That was a very potentially disastrous DP, to say the least.
I'm honestly surprised it actually hit Adachi. I ain't gonna lie. I thought it was going to whiff.
God, you know, counted their blessings there for sure, but the Narukami coming in, thankfully not the Orie getting hit in this scenario here. I don't know if that's what they wanted.
That was not intended for sure.
Oh, you know what? Keep it all meter positive.
And, you know, even though it is a 2v1, WxrldSxn really only needs one hit on both of Kizzsu's characters in order to seal the deal, so it's doable. Especially with that throw bait.
Yeah. Orie coming in. Both have the potential for the actual one. I freaking hate that. Crossing up with just the standard jump. I got hit by that, bro.
You should try to rely on people. Having friends isn't so bad.
Well,
surprisingly.
dissatisfaction with the state of Adachi in this game aside. Yeah, that was I think I would go to say like Adachi is like one of the best characters to have in those scenarios where it's a 2v1, but both characters are low. He's got that Zeo setup, and like he can convert off it for quite a bit of damage in Resonance too. So even though like, you know, like the 2v1 is super important, it's just like with Adachi, it's like you definitely gotta fear him.
No, 100%, I do agree on that. And like, it was looking a lot better for Kizzsu overall, but yeah, still has to lock in a bit harder in order to get this win, and the WxrldSxn is just on a tear right now, still maintaining that perfect.
Yeah, playing really solidly with the blade. Swap back into the Adachi here. That kind of pseudo plus frame, but this is their time to get going. Another overhead check. No burst available, but not quite far enough for the conversion. And Adachi 2B being a button of all time, able to anti-air the Orie, puts up more pressure, and the sandwich too. This is some crazy defense, but they blocked all of it.
Oh no! Okay, that could have potentially been a dead Orie, but yeah. Unfortunate whiff from WxrldSxn. Going to be taking some damage on the Blake, and has to hold the sequence, yeah.
It's out the burst on a counter hit, but was able to get the cross up there. You know, Orie's explosive potential by no means is fantastic, but just slowly inching forward, sets up to sandwich there, able to get the DP bait, 4 bars available. Oh no, actually, I think them spending that meter actually results in them not getting the kill, yeah.
But still able to get the JC and going to kill off the character, but WxrldSxn going to kill off the character of their own. 1v1 situation, and could really go either way, honestly, at this point.
Resonance is available, gets the cross up, but no full conversion. Thankfully, probably wouldn't have been a kill regardless, but both characters, Resonance running out, DP baits as well. Are they able to get the punish with the kill? No!
Kizzsu unfortunately just not having the right kind of conversions to be able to seal the deal. Could potentially kill too, which is a shame.
Them just trying to maybe find some type of area to whip punish, and a confident 2A as always. Now here's the masher going to be allowing Kizzsu to take this game.
Tying it up 1-1, but we have seen Tell of the Tape play like this before. Will it be different? I mean, again, Kizu's doing pretty solidly with this Orie change, so it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility, but WxrldSxn switching to the Ruby Adachi, a team that definitely ran rampant the last time these two fought.
Yeah, just like wants to implement some of that, some of the funnies for sure. And already setting up the BZO. Yeah, that is not a safe place to burst out of this situation. I get the ideology, but yeah, we'll be hitting that Ruby. But that is a tech out combo, but gets a reset instead.
Yeah, not looking good for Kizu's Narukami. Has the burst, but oh my god, that was 3 resets right there.
Oh god. Sometimes you just get hit by a bunch of resets, and a pretty confident match there, stabilizing the combo, not quite going into the Orie B and B, but still, like, there's some ground to be covered, and it is going to be made up a little bit here with that nice 5P call. The Vortex as well, but does block the overhead.
Oh wow, what a DP out of that situation. Good lord.
Only back to area and a good call out.
Yeah, Narukami said, well, you have a Zeo Dynamo yourself. Well, mine, it costs meter, but has higher priority, buddy.
I'm quite fond of the Zeo Dyn myself. Alright,
oh
still,
no.
As we've discussed like in a couple games before, this is Adachi character can do quite a bit even in a 2v1. That's the throw bait as well. Thankfully no Astral here, but I don't know. This could just kill with some meter dump.
Unfortunately chose not to do that. Not going to kill off the character, and hopefully that doesn't come back to bite them. No way.
Oh! Yeah, didn't quite believe it enough to get the cross slash there, which could have been more tempo. But yeah, runs straight forward with that Zeo car and gets smacked there just by the Adachi, and that will be another round for WxrldSxn.
Yep, up 2-1, looking to potentially, yeah, make it the same result as last time. Kizzsu has the capability. Definitely, for sure.
Yeah,
of changing things. Yeah, sorry. Continue.
Yeah, no doubt in my mind that the capabilities there. That round was like incredibly close, all things considered. Just like, you know, how much fuel is left in the tank here, because like Kizzsu very much working hard here, and with that round start trade and that hit, oh, okay. You know, it could have been a lot worse. Kizzsu starting off this definitively here with his advantage.
Well, odd ender to that combo, but still getting some really good damage on this Adachi.
Oh, that could have been curtains there. No, like no burst available.
Absolutely.
Overhead here. Not going to be bursting out of the situation until the very end. That was a little bit of a weird first play, but hey, it works out. Oh, okay.
That's still crazy to me that he can do that.
I just forget he can do that. You have like a year and a half to convert off freaking Adachi grab. It's stupid. Trying to use one that they believe that they can make happen. Gets hit by the wall. He right there, but a drop.
Could have definitely been a dead Narukami there, but gets the. Oh my god! What is happening?
Orie players still taking L 2025.
That burst whiffing was so unfortunate, and it looks like it's going to be second verse, same as the first between Kizzsu and WxrldSxn. 3-1 for World, going to be moving on into Grand Finals, loser's side, to get their run back.
Yeah, like, okay. Not the way I'm sure they wanted that to go, but it is nonetheless what will be the result here of this set here. But Kizzsu, you know, going out in third place. Yeah, very good stuff to them. Seeing a lot of marked improvements with this Orie Narukami team composition, and they're looking pretty comfortable with it. Overall, it's just like, yeah, there's just too much of a hill to climb up to beat WxrldSxn once again, but this will be another run back between Reaper and them, and they're going to be locking in with the Ruby Adachi just from the get-go.
Yeah, I mean, it served them pretty well. At least in that in the previous set we just played, it seems like they're warmed up on it. So at the very least, you know, that could play a factor. But we saw from Triple R how dominant they were with this team. So we'll have to see how much that warm up is going to help.
Unfortunately ran into it. Not full combo, but Adachi taking some hurting. It's just like, it's not the most amount of like Adachi Yumi pressure like imaginable, but it's just enough for like WxrldSxn just does not have any room to really deal with anything.
They just don't know when to press. I mean, I don't blame them. When do you press in some of these situations? But at the same time, it's just, oh man, they're just playing so passively and they can't really afford to.
Yeah, and it was, you know, not as explosive as it could be, but the Solar Ruby coming in with very little resources to have to work with.
Oh my god.
Oh
my god!
Brother.
How did that hit?
This Adachi champion's a little weird.
No way you converted off that still. Oh my god, just barely whiffing off that. That definitely could have been a kill for Triple R right there.
The anti-air 5A, it's just so much things that need to be adapted to in order to really get anything going. It's just, I think it's a lot of things. It's the team comp they're dealing with. It's the mental stack. Maybe it's a little bit of unfamiliarity with their own team that they're playing. It's just like they just haven't been able to get anything going for the past like 4 games that these two have played. And maybe they're thinking deep. Maybe they have some secret team that they feel confident with dealing with them with. But no, it's gonna be the Adachi Ruby, and I don't blame them. I think this might be their best shot.
I mean, it was the best the best performance that they had in the previous set with this team, so we'll have to see, but it's still just looking very, very much in Triple R's favor. I have to see more adaptation from WxrldSxn, but with this kind of start, unfortunate as it may be, it's not looking too good.
Yeah, given some time for Adachi's here. Nah, it's just a cross-up too, and a hard bait on the burst. It's just like every number is being called here for WxrldSxn, but Sure.
Run up throw.
You
can't press against this character after that incoming, man. You can't do that.
Oh man,
You're dead.
It's just so cooked here.
Goodbye.
One more chance. One more chance to see if they can make something happen here, or else Triple R is just gonna take a very clean 6-0 sweep against them. It's just like, I know it's hard against this team, but like I definitely can believe in them. They just need to just find the right places to just stop Triple R from doing like free like mashes, like Zio setups, like whatever the work that may be, and they're gonna be swapping over back to the main team in order to make it happen. And this could be the adaptation that they do need. This Blake, as much as she is a character that doesn't quite doesn't necessarily quite deal with Adachi in the most perfect way possible. It's just like they're gonna leverage some of that character comfort and like it's
Oh my god, the stare down, but getting caught with the throw counter, and where have I seen this before, man? This looks very familiar to me.
It's the same song and dance. Get hit by the Zio, give them some space to set up the B-Zio, immediately getting hit, go out of the super. One-touch scenario for the Blake, and she's gone. I
hate to say this, but WxrldSxn's going to have to pull off a miracle to make this work, and based on how things have gone, especially with them in this situation, specifically the same situation, I don't think history has been favorable for them.
Yeah, they're gonna get a free like setup here. Oh, misses the grab. But... Oh, okay. Cookie.
What?
Able to get that counter hit.
I'd be happy to eat my worlds. Or eat my words.
Eat my worlds.
Eat my worlds, yeah. But
eat my worlds.
I'd be very happy to eat my words here, but getting hit by that assist, it is. I think that's it. I think that's all she wrote.
There was a very valiant, very earnest, honest attempt to make that solo comeback happen, but there's only so much you can do against a full health Adachi Yumi, and yeah, Triple R taking it 3-0 in Grand Finals over WxrldSxn. Going to be their winner of this BB Tag IF Beginners PSN bracket in a pretty dominant fashion if the set count is to believed at all. And yeah, it's been quite the night here, but we will be ending off with that result. And yeah, it's been a fun tournament to commentate. As always, really happy to have these opportunities to be able to commentate and get to see some people that I don't normally get to see in the bracket settings. I really love these beginner tournaments. I really love what they allow us to get to see, and just having a platform for some beginners to really show off their stuff. Some of these people, could be your new world champions in the future. You never know, and I'm really glad to be able to see the growth of some of these players, and yeah, hoping the best for anyone learning BB Tag, and anyone who's interested in joining these brackets is not deterred from doing so. But gotta also give some thank yous to some important people. Thank you to my co-commentator, Master Chief, for holding it down on the mic with me. It's a pleasure as always, and a big shout outs to the IF team for hosting these brackets and allowing for pretty smooth and pretty consistent tournaments overall. Go big shout outs to the entire IF team, including Mito. I think Sykes runs the bracket calling side of things. I don't know. Just the entire IF team in general deserves a shout out, and thank you to the viewers for showing up to tonight's tournament and supporting our players, especially as these beginners could use as much support as you can. And another big shout outs to our players showing in week and week out for everything for everything that they might be hosting. But yeah, this is Long Lily signing off.
Yeah, I do have to say, very, very much, I guess, same sentiment is shared as well. Just always good to see, you know, beginner brackets and like beginner / intermediate brackets like really showcase some of the players that, you know, we don't necessarily see in, you know, other events necessarily. So always good to see people, you know, taking that first step and, you know, diving into playing this game competitively, because it can be intimidating, especially whenever you're, you know, in other brackets you're playing against people who have years of, you know, experience on this game. So it's good to have, and always appreciative of seeing that, and big ups to the IF team overall for, you know, supporting this aspect of the community as well. And, you know, as said before, big ups to all the players who participated tonight. Shoutouts to Triple R for almost taking this entire like bracket with a clean sweep. They only dropped like one game tonight out of all the sets they played, so really strong performance from them. But all the players, good job, and I hope to see more of you. I hope to, you know, see more developments in your play, and I hope to just see you all participate more, not only in these brackets, but eventually take that next step into other brackets that we have for this game. So I look forward to seeing that. And, you know, as I said before, thank you for having me. Thank you, Lon, for also co-commentating with me, and I'll be signing off as well. Midori, if you have closing words, go right ahead.
I couldn't have said any of that better myself. There were definitely a couple technical issues on my part. I'm going to chalk that up to not having done one of these in a couple of months due to, you know, some other issues. But the fact that we've been able to return to this and have a full-fledged bracket for the beginners is genuinely amazing. I do think the changes that we made to the beginner brackets in order to cultivate more play and get people to practice a little more is going to be the best way of going about things. We are going to be only hosting PSN brackets from now on due to TMN already covering the PC side. So I think that'll be a good way of making sure that the PSN community has a consistent bracket that'll happen much more frequently than once a month, which is going to be a lot more beneficial for them specifically. And I want to focus on, you know, giving the community that has the least amount of things to be able to do so. I saw some recommendations for Switch as well, and like I said before in the last stream, if there is enough interest in that, then we will be more than happy to look into doing that in the future. But for now, we're going to be sticking to PSN, and we're going to be making that work for as long as we can. Now, final shoutouts for the night. I have to thank both my commentators, both of which have been working with the WNF team for a very long time now. If you are interested in joining a WNF or watching their brackets from here in, go ahead and check out that link right there. Ready30 is going to be their streamer with the WNF Start GG link, linking to pretty much every single one they're going to do from here in. And you're going to want to do that because they are unfortunately going to be closing their doors at the end of the year. If I'm doing my math right, there's about 12, 13 brackets left. And
there is, I just want to fact check you real quick. There's about 8.
8, okay. Yeah. Okay, much less than I thought. So you're gonna want to get in while that's still there. Believe me, because WNF probably one of the most quintessential brackets for BB Tag that we've ever had. So please give them some support if you can. There's also the Grand Prix that's currently happening over on DonCon's side. I don't actually have a command for DonCon, but I will go ahead and grab a link for his Discord right there if you're interested in joining those brackets every Tuesday. And next week, Tuesday, they're going to be hosting the Ruby Grand Prix, which is going to be only Ruby characters, plus the DLC. So that's Akatsuki, Blitztank, Heart, and Yumi, alongside the other 5 Yumi characters. So you have 9 total, and that's going to be the entire bracket for both PC and PSN. You qualify top 2, you sign up for a stick, and you also sign up for the tournament that's going to be happening after the top 8 finals. There's only 2 slots left, so make sure to sign up for both of those. As of right now, we actually have Church doing her open ranked nights. I should just call it a ranked night. Open lobby poker night that you can go ahead and play some ranked in if you ever wanted to get that achievement, or if you just want to get some ranked points in. You're more than welcome to join her. We'll be rating her shortly. But other than that, I believe we're good to go. Thank you all so much for coming by. Thank you to every single one of the people involved within the bracket today for making it as good as it was. And we'll see y'all later. We have a good night.